Hi, welcome to Guide to Fluency, where we review language programs and apps to help you on your language learning journey. Today we'll be comparing two language courses, Michel Thomas and Pimsleur. I'll let you in on how these two compare in terms of pricing and subscription options, teaching methods, and share the different advantages these programs have going for them. By the end of this video, you should have an understanding of which program will suit your learning needs best. Before you get started, if you may need more information, we also have a detailed written review over on our website. All you have to do to get there is Google Guide to Fluency, Michel Thomas versus Pimsleur. Let's begin with what the typical Michel Thomas lesson looks like. Their lessons are shorter and, generally speaking, more basic than Pimsleur's. Each Michel Thomas lesson only takes around 5 to 15 minutes to complete. For each lesson, you essentially listen in on a conversation between a teacher and two beginner students. The teacher will introduce new words, phrases, and concepts, and then ask the students to participate by asking questions. And when the students reply, you hear their answers as well as feedback from the teacher. Basically, the lessons are designed for you to fill the role of one of the beginner students. You can pause the audio for as long as you want in order to formulate your own response to the teacher's questions and learn from your mistakes and those of the students in the lesson. It's important to note that the Michel Thomas lessons are audio only. There's no videos, writing exercises, reinforcement drills, or anything like that following the lessons. Now, your typical Pimsleur lessons are also centered around audio, but in a slightly different way. Unlike the Michel Thomas lessons, in which you listen in on a pre-recorded session between a teacher and two students, the Pimsleur lessons have an English-speaking host walk you through a conversation in your target language. You'll listen to fluent speakers converse in your target language. Then, every few sentences, the host will pause to describe the situation and provide context. The host will then prompt you to participate in the conversation as well. So the biggest difference here is that Pimsleur places the spotlight on you, rather than two beginner students. Another big difference is that following each Pimsleur audio lesson, you review the material you learned through a variety of drills and exercises, including digital flashcards, quizzes, pronunciation practice, and quick games. You've got the gist of each program now. Let's talk about the one thing on everyone's mind when picking a language learning program: cost. Let's start with Pimsleur. They offer two different subscription options: a premium plan, which costs $20 per month and includes access to one language course, or for $1 more per month, you can upgrade to the Pimsleur All Access plan, which gives you unlimited access to all the different Pimsleur courses. There's over 50 of them in total. Michel Thomas does things a little differently. They sell individual courses that range from $12 all the way up to $100. For example, their intermediate Spanish course, which consists of 20 hours of content, costs $90. Or you can purchase an entire Michel Thomas language bundle for around $275. Pimsleur is the more affordable of the two and allows you the flexibility of a month-to-month subscription option. It also helps that Pimsleur seems to always be running a sale or promotion. I'll do my best to put any discount or promo codes I can find down below in the description. Let's discuss some advantages to learning with these programs. I'll start with Michel Thomas. The first advantage in favor of Michel Thomas is that their lessons are shorter than Pimsleur, and Michel Thomas has shorter lessons for a reason. The course is designed so that you never feel pressure or anxiety. They want to keep you relaxed, positive, and moving forward. If you get frustrated or overwhelmed easily, then these shorter lessons may help put you at ease. Also, if you're a generally busy person that can't carve out 45 minutes of their day to dedicate to language learning, then the Michel Thomas language program may be a better choice for you. That way, you can get through lessons easily and feel like you're constantly making progress. The next advantage is that while the English-speaking teachers within the Michel Thomas lessons do talk far too much in my opinion, they do a good job breaking grammar down into easily understandable segments. They don't throw overly detailed or complex explanations at you. For example, instead of giving a long lecture about verb conjugation, the teacher instead quickly defines a verb form and then verbally illustrates how to use that particular verb in a sentence. It's very quick. They give you some brief context and follow with an example. With grammar being something that I believe can be easily confusing for most beginning language learners, I really appreciate that Michel Thomas does a good job of making grammar easy to digest. Now let's talk about the advantage to using Pimsleur. Advantage number one, their audio exercises are simply better than those from Michel Thomas. They're just more comprehensive and interactive. The Pimsleur audio lessons do a great job of keeping you engaged, whereas the Michel Thomas audio lessons can get a bit boring and monotonous. More importantly, I just don't like how the Michel Thomas lessons are designed to put you in the place of somebody else. I prefer format of the Pimsleur audio exercises in which the lessons are specifically made for the learner themselves. Plus, the Michel Thomas audio exercises use a lot of English. Some English directions and translations are helpful, but Michel Thomas takes it a little too far in my opinion. The English teacher takes up well over half of the lesson, whereas with Pimsleur, the moderator is really just there to help guide you. So overall, if I had to choose between the audio lessons from both companies, I'd go with Pimsleur. The next advantage is that the Pimsleur courses are more complete and well-rounded. While Michel Thomas only offers audio lessons, Pimsleur takes the learning process to a different level. After each audio lesson, you're prompted to complete a variety of practice drills encompassing reading, writing, speaking, and listening to help reinforce what you learned during the audio portion. Not only does this make the Pimsleur courses more effective in my opinion, but these various drills and games also make the learning process more fun. Final advantage for Pimsleur is their speech recognition technology. While Michel Thomas doesn't have a speech tool, so this feature for Pimsleur is called Voice Coach. And as you might guess, it provides instant feedback on your pronunciation during drills and exercises. No speech recognition technology is perfect, but it's still really helpful in building your pronunciation. Although Michel Thomas is totally audio-based, it provides no feedback on your pronunciation. It's basically up to you to figure out whether you're pronouncing words and phrases correctly. So this is another easy win for Pimsleur. Before I give you my final thoughts, I'd like to mention that here at Guide to Fluency, we're on a mission to help 1 million people learn a second language. As a part of that goal, we're giving away a free language subscription to one person every month. It's easy to enter, I'll put all the details in the description. So, Michel Thomas or Pimsleur? Which should you go with? Well, I think the answer is hands down Pimsleur. It's just a more well-rounded course compared to Michel Thomas. Don't get me wrong, Michel Thomas has its strengths, but I'd still recommend a few other apps over Michel Thomas. With Pimsleur, you get amazing interactive audio lessons, a voice coach tool to help develop your pronunciation, which in turn will build your confidence in speaking, and a variety of reinforcement drills to help you retain knowledge. That's all I have for you today. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Visit our website for more language learning content. Till next time, bye-bye.